Hey there, have you ever felt the sting of disrespect and wondered how to handle it without losing your cool or compromising who you are? You're in the right place, because today we'll be focusing on the art of responding to disrespect with wisdom and strength. By the time we're done, you'll have 5 powerful strategies rooted in Stoic philosophy to help you stay calm, composed and in control no matter what life throws at you. So settle in and prepare to discover tools that will help you stay grounded, protect your peace and handle challenges with resilience. And before we begin, don't forget to hit that subscribe button and tap the notification bell to stay tuned for more videos on being the best version of yourself. Are you ready to take control? Let's get started. Pause. Don't react. Disrespect has a way of hitting us where it hurts the most. It triggers an immediate reaction. Our pulse quickens, our mind races and our ego rises, demanding retaliation. But here's a truth that cuts deeper than any insult. How you respond to disrespect says far more about you than the words or actions of the person delivering it. This is where Stoicism offers its first and most critical lesson. Pause. Do not act when someone disrespects you. Your initial impulse might be to fight back, defend your pride or prove a point, but a quick reaction often gives power to the very person who wronged you. Marcus Aurelius wrote, "You don't have to turn this into something. It doesn't have to upset you." In that single moment of pause, you regain control, not just over the situation but over yourself. It's a moment to reclaim your peace, to decide if this is worth your energy or if it's better to simply let it pass. Think of your mind as a fortress. An insult, no matter how sharp, is just a pebble tossed at your walls. The stronger your defense is, the less impact it has. But if you swing open the gates in anger, you invite chaos inside. A pause creates a space where you can breathe, think and choose your next step wisely. This might sound simple, but it's a practice that requires discipline. Pausing doesn't mean ignoring what happened or pretending it didn't hurt. It means stepping back and examining the situation objectively. Ask yourself, why did they say or do this? Is their disrespect truly about me, or does it reflect their own struggles? Often people lash out because they're dealing with their insecurities, frustrations, or pain. Their words may hurt, but they're usually rooted in something far beyond you. Realizing this shifts the power dynamic. It's not about excusing their behavior, it's about understanding that their actions don't have to dictate your reaction. Here's a practical way to practice this. The next time someone disrespects you, deliberately take a deep breath before responding. This single breath creates a pause, and in that pause lies your power. Reflect on whether reacting will bring you closer to the person you want to be. Will retaliating make you feel proud later, or will it drag you into a cycle of negativity? Choosing silence or a calm response is not a weakness, it's a strength. Epictetus reminds us it's not what happens to you but how you react to it that matters. You can't control others' words or actions, but you can control what they take from you. Disrespect doesn't have to rob you of your peace, dignity or self-respect. By pausing and not reacting impulsively, you protect your inner world from the chaos of the outer one. Each time you master this, you become a little stronger, free and a lot closer to having the wisdom of the Stoics. Change your perspective. It's not about you. Disrespect often feels like a personal attack, something aimed directly at who you are. It's easy to let it affect you, to replay the words in your head or question what you did to deserve it. But here's the truth: disrespect says far more about the person delivering it than it does about you, and that's where the second step in dealing with it lies: shifting your perspective. Stoicism teaches us to look beyond the surface of a situation, to see it for what it really is. Marcus Aurelius wrote, "You have power over your mind, not outside events." Realize this and you will find strength. When you feel disrespected, ask yourself, is this truly about me? Chances are it isn't. Most disrespect comes from a place of ignorance, insecurity or pain within the other person. Maybe they were having a bad day, or perhaps they'd been carrying unresolved bitterness for years. Whatever the reason, their actions reflect their inner struggles, not your worth. Think of it like this: someone throws a shadow across your path. That shadow doesn't harm you, it simply exists because of the angle of the light and the shape of the person standing in it. Just like that, their disrespect is a projection of what's inside them, not a reflection of who you are. By shifting your perspective, you can separate their behavior from your identity. Instead of taking the insult personally, you can see it as a passing shadow, a fleeting moment that doesn't define you. This shift in perspective isn't about excusing bad behavior, it's about freeing yourself from the emotional grip of their words or actions. When someone insults you, they're looking for a reaction. They want to provoke, to pull you into their storm. But when you choose to see their behavior as a reflection of them rather than you, it loses its power. You remain steady, grounded in the understanding that their disrespect doesn't diminish your value. The next time someone disrespects you, pause and ask yourself, what might might this person be dealing with that I can't see? You might not know the answer, but the act of asking shifts your focus. Instead of reacting with anger or hurt, you respond with curiosity or even compassion. This doesn't mean letting people walk over you, it means refusing to let their actions dictate your emotional state. Marcus Aurelius also said, if someone is able to show me that what I think or do is not right, I will happily change, for I seek the truth which never harmed anyone. Sometimes shifting your perspective also means reflecting on whether there's truth in what was said. Could this be an opportunity for growth even if the delivery was harsh? Stoicism teaches us to embrace discomfort when it serves our personal development. If there's value in their words, take it. If not, let it go. By shifting your perspective, you reclaim your power. You move from feeling attacked to standing firm in the understanding that you control your narrative. Their words may hurt for a moment, but you don't have to allow it to affect you. Every time you rise above disrespect, you prove to yourself that your peace isn't something others can take away, it's yours to protect. Hold on to your values. When someone disrespects you, it's tempting to mirror their behavior, to lash out, prove a point, or stew in anger long after the moment has passed. But the truth is, reacting in kind doesn't make you stronger or more respected, it pulls you further away from the person you want to be. The third lesson Stoicism offers in handling disrespect is to hold on to your values. In disrespectful moments, your values become your compass, guiding you without compromising who you are. Marcus Aurelius wrote, the best revenge is to be unlike him who performed the injury. This isn't just a call for restraint, it's an invitation to act with purpose. When someone disrespects you, they're often trying to provoke you, to bring you down to their level. But every time you choose patience over anger or kindness over retaliation, you refuse to give them that satisfaction. Instead, you stay anchored in your character. Your response becomes a reflection of your strength, not their weakness. Think about what you value most. Is it integrity, patience, kindness? These values are the foundation of who you are. The moment you react impulsively or abandon those principles, you give someone else control over your actions. By staying true to your values, you maintain control not just over the situation but over your sense of self. Holding on to your values doesn't mean you have to tolerate bad behavior or let others walk all over you. It means choosing your response deliberately in a way that aligns with the kind of person you want to be. Think of your values as the roots of a tree grounding you during a storm. The wind may rage, but the roots keep you steady. When you hold on to your values, you not only protect your inner peace but also set a powerful example for others. For example, let's say a colleague undermines you in a meeting. It's natural to feel the urge to fire back with a sharp comment or try to put them in their place. But what if you chose to respond calmly instead, addressing the situation with professionalism and respect? Not only does this approach maintain your dignity, but it also reinforces the values you hold dear, like respect, patience, or fairness. Others will notice your composure even if the disrespectful person does not. It's easy to mistake calmness for weakness, but the truth is that holding on to your values requires immense strength. It's far easier to lash out or let emotions take over than to remain composed in the face of provocation. Stoicism teaches us that true power lies in mastering ourselves, not others. Ask yourself this: will reacting out of anger or pride make me feel proud tomorrow? More often than not, the answer is no. Choosing to act with integrity in the face of disrespect is not about suppressing your feelings, it's about channeling them into something productive. It's about proving to yourself that you are in control, not your emotions or the actions of others. To practice holding on to your values, start by identifying what truly matters to you. Take a few minutes to reflect or even write them down. Here are some questions to guide you. What qualities do you admire most in yourself or others? What kind of legacy do you want to leave through your actions? Which values make you feel proud and aligned with your authentic self? Once you've identified your core values, use them as a decision-making tool. When confronted with disrespect, before reacting, pause and ask yourself, which response aligns with my values? Which one moves me further away from them? For example, if you value patience, you might choose to let the disrespectful comment pass without escalating the situation. If you value honesty, you might address excessive behavior calmly, setting a boundary without attacking the other person. If you value kindness, you might consider whether the other person's actions come from a place of pain and respond with compassion. Every time you hold on to your values, you strengthen them. Each small act of self-control builds character, making it easier to stay true to yourself the next time disrespect crosses your path. The Stoics remind us that we can't control what others do, but we can control how we respond. Let's take an example from history. Roman Emperor Marcus Aurelius often dealt with betrayal and disrespect from those closest to him, including members members of his court, but he remained strong in his values, choosing to lead with fairness, wisdom and humility. He once said, "The impediment to action advances action. What stands in the way becomes the way." This means that challenges including disrespect are opportunities to practice and strengthen your virtues. When someone disrespects you, think of it as a test of your character. How will you rise to meet it? Will you let the moment define you, or will you use it to define yourself? Let go of the need for validation. The disrespect hurts because deep down we all crave recognition and validation. We want to be valued, understood and treated fairly, but when someone disrespects us, it can feel like a personal attack on our worth. This is where the fourth lesson of Stoicism comes into play. Let go of the need for validation. True strength comes from within, not from the approval or opinions of others. As most of us are conditioned to seek approval from an early age. A kind word from a parent, praise from a teacher or acknowledgement from a friend feels like confirmation that we're on the right path. As we grow, this need often increases. Social media likes, workplace recognition and even casual compliments become markers of our self-worth. But here's the problem: when you rely on others to validate your worth, you hand over your power. You give others control over how you see yourself. If someone disrespects you, their words can feel like a direct challenge to your values. This leaves you vulnerable, constantly seeking reassurance that you matter and feeling less than when that reassurance doesn't come. Epictetus offers a powerful reminder: if you wish to improve, be content to be thought foolish and stupid. These words cut to the heart of the issue. Stoicism teaches that the opinions of others, whether good or bad, have no bearing on your intrinsic value. Your worth is not up for debate. It exists independently of how others treat or think of you. Think of it this way: a diamond doesn't lose its value just because someone mistakes it for glass. Its worth is inherent no matter who recognizes it. The same is true for you. The disrespect of others doesn't diminish your value, only your attachment to their opinions can make it feel that way. Letting go of the need for validation doesn't mean you stop caring about growth or improvement. It means you focus on building a strong sense of self-worth that isn't dependent on external factors. Imagine how freeing it would be to move through the world knowing that your value is not tied to anyone else's recognition. When someone disrespects you, their words lose power because you're no longer tied to their opinion. You remain grounded, confident that their inability to see your worth says more about them than about you. If you're struggling with validation, start by reflecting on your strengths and values. Write them down. What are the qualities you admire most about yourself? Maybe you're a good listener, resilient in challenging situations, or deeply compassionate. These traits make up the foundation of your worth, traits that no one else can take away. When someone disrespects you, ask yourself, does this person's opinion really matter? Are they someone whose judgment you trust, or are they acting out of their frustrations? Not every voice deserves a place in your mind. By questioning the validity of their words, you can reduce their emotional impact. It's important to distinguish between helpful criticism and disrespect. If someone offers genuine feedback, even if it's delivered poorly, consider whether there's a lesson to learn. But if their words are rooted in malice or ignorance, let them go. Remember, you are not obligated to carry someone else's negativity each day. Take a moment to affirm your worth. Celebrate your wins, no matter how small. Did you handle a stressful situation calmly? Did you stay true to your values? These victories, even when unnoticed by others, are meaningful. Acknowledge them for yourself. When you release the need for external validation, something remarkable happens. You become unshakable. Disrespect no longer feels like an attack on your identity. Instead, it becomes just another passing event, something you can observe without internalizing. Let's return to Epictetus's wisdom. It's not what happens to you, but how you react to it that matters. By letting go of validation, you shift your focus away from how others think of you and toward how you see yourself. This shift not only strengthens your resilience, but also gives you the freedom to live authentically without constantly seeking approval. Marcus Aurelius offers a beautiful metaphor. People try to get away from it all, to the country, to the beach, to the mountains. You always have the option of retreating into yourself. This inner retreat is the cornerstone of Stoicism. It's a place where no insult, no disrespect and no opinion can reach you unless you let it. Your inner fortress is built on the understanding that your worth is intrinsic. When you focus on nurturing this internal strength, the need for validation begins to fade. You stop looking for approval in others and start finding it in yourself. One of the most empowering aspects of letting go of validation is the ability to reframe disrespect. Instead of seeing it as an attack, you can view it as an opportunity to practice resilience and self-mastery. For instance, let's take that someone criticizes you unfairly in front of others. Instead of allowing their words to shake you, remind yourself, their opinion doesn't define me, my response does. With this mindset, you take back power in that situation. Marcus Aurelius wrote, "It never ceases to amaze me we all love ourselves more than other people but care more about their opinion than our own." If you find yourself dwelling on a disrespectful remark, ask yourself, why does their opinion matter more than my own? This isn't about dismissing others entirely, it's about recognizing that your self-worth doesn't depend on their approval. You have the right to decide what voices you let into your mind and which ones you tune out. Think of it like this: if someone hands you a heavy suitcase filled with their opinions, you have the choice to carry it or set it down. Detaching from the need for validation means choosing not to carry that burden. You travel lighter, freer, and more focused on what truly matters, your growth and peace. By letting go of validation, you permit yourself to live authentically. You're no longer performing for approval or shrinking in the face of criticism. Instead, you stand firm in the knowledge of who you are. When someone disrespects you, their words may still hurt for a moment, but the hurt won't last. You'll recognize that their inability to see your worth is their limitation, not yours, and in that realization lies true power. Forgive and release. Disrespect has a way of lingering in the mind even after the moment has passed. It can replay in your head, stirring anger or resentment. You might find yourself revisiting the words, thinking of what you could have said or done differently, but holding on to this resentment does nothing to the person who disrespected you. It only weighs you down. This is where the fifth and final Stoic lesson comes in: forgive and release. Forgiveness is often misunderstood. It's not about letting someone off the hook or pretending that their actions were acceptable. It's about choosing to free yourself from the burden of anger and resentment. Seneca wrote, "To be angry is to revenge the faults of others on ourselves." When you hold on to anger, you allow the disrespectful act to continue affecting you long after the moment has passed. You carry their actions with you, letting them cloud your thoughts and drain your energy. Forgiveness is the act of putting that weight down and walking away lighter, free from the emotional baggage of the past. Imagine carrying a heavy stone in your hand. At first it might seem manageable, but as time passes your arm grows tired and the weight becomes unbearable. Resentment works the same way. The longer you hold on to it, the more it drains you, taking up space in your life that could be used for peace, joy, or growth. The act of forgiveness doesn't mean forgetting or condoning what happened. It means releasing the emotional hold that the disrespect has over you. It's a choice to prioritize your well-being over the desire for revenge or retribution. Forgiveness doesn't mean allowing someone to continue disrespecting you. In fact, it can coexist with setting firm boundaries. If someone consistently disrespects you, you can forgive them while also deciding to distance yourself. To forgive and release, take a moment to ask yourself, what am I holding on to and how is it serving me? Most times you'll realize that resentment serves no purpose other than keeping you stuck in a negative cycle. Think of what the other person might have been dealing with that led to their behavior. While this doesn't excuse their actions, it can help you see that their disrespect wasn't necessarily about you. A helpful exercise is to imagine the disrespect as a physical object like that heavy stone. Think of yourself setting it down and walking away. This simple visualization can reinforce your decision to release the burden. Forgiveness is not a one-time event, it's a continuous practice. Each time you let go of resentment, you reinforce your ability to move through life with greater freedom and peace. Forgiveness is ultimately an act of self-liberation. When you forgive, you choose to stop reliving the pain of the past. You take back control over your thoughts and emotions, creating space for healing and growth. Seneca reminds us, what progress you ask have I made? I have begun to be a friend to myself. Forgiveness is a gift you give to yourself, a way of becoming your own ally rather than your own enemy. When you forgive and release, you transform disrespect from something that harms you into something that strengthens you. You reclaim your peace, protect your energy, and free yourself to focus on what truly matters. Thank you for exploring these 5 Stoic ways to respond when someone disrespects you. We hope this gave you valuable insights to help you navigate life's challenges with more strength, clarity, and wisdom. Remember, every small step you take towards self-mastery brings you closer to becoming the best version of yourself. Stoic philosophy reminds us that while we can't control what others do, we always have the power to choose how we respond, and the choice is where true strength lies. Thanks again for watching, and don't forget to like and subscribe for more empowering content like this. Stay resilient, stay grounded, and we'll see you next time.